Welcome to another Tim Talk, where we talk shop, walk around, talk about technical things. We've got a technical issue that Luis is working on today. Luis, tell us about the problem and what you're doing to try to correct this.
Well, we have this nylon 6/6 part that we had developed a process in on another machine, and we took the information and data that we have on that machine, tried to transfer it over to this machine. This machine is a larger size machine. Obviously, we're going to have a lot more residence time, and the machine itself is going to react. Velocity is going to be slightly different. We have what's called universal parameters that we use to transfer over, but the part itself did not translate like the universal parameter did. Okay. The part itself, we're still seeing some warts issues, unlike what we had on our first article part that was produced on another machine.
Right, and warp's important because this is a fan blade.
Correct.
Yeah, it's got to be straight on.
It has to be pretty straight, because if it's not, or we have any inconsistencies in the process, it's going to result in inconsistencies in the rotation.
Right.
That's going to result in a very disastrous fan incident, I guess.
So what are you doing to address the issue?
Well, first thing I did was, we have a very large part, very expensive material, and we can't spend too much time trying to diagnose the problem. We've already went through this with developing the process. So I've run a few tests earlier this morning, resulting in about a 30 or 40 part lot. And out of those tests that I ran this morning, it's somewhat of I would say a minimalized DOE.
Right.
With the results of that, I've decided to make some necessary changes to the process parameter that we've already established and see what we resulted in. And it turns out that we yielded a lot better looking part, but there's still some concerns about how we're measuring or gauging the part.
What specific changes did you make to the process?
The changes that I made were, after I ran the several tests, resulted in that I wanted to run a slightly colder mold in this machine. Also, because of the larger barrel size, I wanted to run a slightly lower melt temperature to yield the same melt temperature that I was getting on the other machine.
Right.
So my parameters here, with the exact same set temperatures, yielded a higher melt temperature because there's a bigger barrel, bigger residence time. So I've dropped the temperature down. The fill rate is still close to what we had on the other. And the mold temperature is obviously probably to reduce the amount of temperature or heat that we're actually applying to the material because of the residence time. So dropping the mold temperature allows us to pull the part out in a very similar cycle time.
Okay.
It was still running slightly higher cycle time, but we're working on trying to reduce that.
Thank you for joining us for another Tim Talk.
Check you out next time.